Enderwolf and welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be starting a new series in which I look at 10 facts from a different aspect of the Pokemon universe. And because this is the first episode, I thought why not look at 10 facts about Generation 1. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more like this. And without further ado, let's get started. The first fact is that these 15 types on screen were the first 15 types to be introduced in Generation 1. So, of course, Generation 1, being the first generation, introduced the most types of any generation, with 15. But Generation 1 also introduced the mysterious question mark type, which was used in the move Curse. However, the move Curse was changed to a ghost type move in Generation 5. However, in the code for Generation 4, you can see that there is a question mark type Arceus. So it is kind of interesting to think of what Game Freak might have planned for this mysterious type. Our next fact is about the games. As you know, Generation 1 included the games of Red, Blue, and Yellow. Oh, and Green, to be. All 4 games had the Kanto region in it, which, by the way, has been featured in more games than any other region. Here, it's been featured in Red, Blue, Yellow, Green, Gold, Silver, Crystal, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which is a lot if you think about it. Our next fact is about Red, the main player character in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. As you probably know, there was no female counterpart in these first Generation 1 games, leaving girls to be a boy for these games. Anyways, Generation 1's games were the only ones to not have a legendary on their box art. Sorry, Mewtwo. Our next fact is about how in Generation 1, Pokemon were categorized by their index number or order they were created instead of their normal dex number. If you want to see the full list of the index numbers, I will leave the link in the description below. Anyways, here you can see that Rhydon was the first Pokemon to be created. And if you go down, there are several missing those, which were actually Pokemon who were later introduced in the next generation, like Scizor and Shuckle. However, what really intrigues me is that if Scizor was introduced in Generation 1, what type would it be in? As in Generation 2, we all know that Scizor was a Bug and Steel type. However, in Generation 1, there was no Steel type. So, it's kind of interesting to think about what type Scizor might have been. As you probably all know, Generation 1 was the first generation, as you can tell by the name. So it's bound to have a few glitches. But did you know that Generation 1 has the most glitch Pokemon of any other generation? Just take a look at this list. I'm not going to say them all, or we'll be here for days. But look, Generation 1 has the most amount of glitch Pokemon than all the other generations combined, which is a lot. But hey, these games are still great. Generation 1 introduced the battling system, which has been a key feature for all the Pokemon games since. However, in Generation 1, there are a few bugs that happen in battle. One bug was with the move Frap, which would go on for 2 to 5 turns without you doing anything, which means you would be trapped there forever. Oh, and you finally got out? They use Wrap again. Another bug was with the move Struggle. Struggle you can only use if you have no moves left. But Struggle was programmed as a normal type move, meaning it cannot hit ghost types. Another flaw was with the status condition of sleep, which took a whole turn to wake up. So, on the turn you wake up, they just put you back to sleep again. Generation 1 introduced the core aspects of every generation since. Since Generation 1, every generation has had a Pokemon professor, 3 starter Pokemon, and an evil team to fight at the end. Generation 1 had very important characters. Well, one very important character to the main story was, of course, your rival, Blue. Blue has appeared in Heart Gold and Soul Silver and as Sun and Moon as well. However, in Sun and Moon, he is an adult. But did you know that Blue is the only character in all of Pokemon to be a rival, a gym leader, and a champion? Also, Blue is the only gym leader to not have a specified type. Generation 1's evil team was, of course, Team Rocket. Team Rocket is actually the only evil team to have actually killed Pokemon, killing the Marowak in Pokemon Tower. Also, Team Rocket is the only team to be featured in 2 generations, being both Kanto and Johto. As you probably know, Generation 1 introduced 151 new Pokemon, the second most of any other generation. However, one of these Pokemon, number 151, Mew, was unobtainable legitimately, and could only be obtained by glitches. I'd like to know what your favorite Generation 1 Pokemon is, so be sure to comment down below. My favorite is Eevee, but I'd like to see your opinions. Anyways guys, that'll wrap it up for this first 10 facts about Pokemon video. If you liked the video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more like this. And with that being said, I say bye!